Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
And away. Come on up. Get in there. Go up. There we go. And
I hear whining.
HUGS, your daily dog show. Sponsored
I did.
by
I heard
Yummy
whining.
Crumbs. Love your dog longer. Today's show, it's Cowboy Steve Collier, stunt dog wrangler and storm chaser. Woohoo! Let's have fun.
all right. Welcome to Dog Hugs. Geraldine, it's great to see you.
Hi, Larry. Welcome,
Am I
everybody.
here?
You are. I can see you.
Can you see me? I know we were having all kinds
Absolutely.
of tech issues before the show.
You know, we're always going to have some tech
No,
issues.
I
That's just part of tech.
It
Oh,
is.
look at
That's
that
true.
sweet boy.
Yeah. It
Part of
might even
tech.
be weather. It might even be weather occurrences. Yeah, I know.
And isn't
It's
that
really-
ironic? Because we're talking
Yeah.
about weather today. So isn't that
Yes.
ironic that we're having weather tech issues on your end?
Could be. Oh my gosh. Because in a little bit, we're going to have Steve Collier on the show. And guess what, Geraldine? Look who just showed up in the audience. Oh my gosh. Here it is. Hey, Steve. Yeah, so we'll have him on a little bit. And Steve, in addition to being an amazing stunt dog performer and dog wrangler, is also a storm chaser. Whoa. Crazy stuff.
I tried to chase a storm away a couple of years ago, and maybe Steve can help me become a storm whisperer because I'm already a dog and cat and insect whisperer. I'm even a rodent whisperer. I'm not
And maybe you could be the storm whisperer. So
yes. So I got hit by a tornado 2.5 years ago, but my dogs actually told me what was going on because they feel barometric pressure way differently than we do.
and that's today. Fun fact. Tell us about dogs and the weather.
Well, it's an interesting aspect of their behavior. That's how they display what they're feeling because they can't say, "Hey, human, there's a storm coming." So an example is cows will huddle together. So out on the ranches where they have cattle, those beautiful cows, those dairy cows or those grazing cows will go out and they'll huddle together when a storm's coming because they feel that change in the energy that surrounds them. And they know that it's something they have to brace for.
Yeah.
Humans have some of these abilities as well. We just get out of tune with them. And some don't. Some people have a high trained skill of this, but dogs actually feel the barometric pressure change. Cats do as well. So they have a tendency to want to hide or move into a very safe space where they feel comfortable. One of those caves, like a wall, back up against a wall feeling where they know that they can see what's coming at them and they feel safe from the backside. So they can actually relax a little bit.
And is the hearing and their advanced sense of smell also playing in? I mean, I can imagine they could hear thunder and maybe certain frequencies before we can.
And that's a great question. It's actually a 360. It's not just their hearing and their sight and their sense of smell, but it's actually their body, the way their bodies are reacting. So it's a pressure they feel on their body that doesn't make sense to them. And that's a peripheral ability they have that we have to hone, but they have it naturally.
That is fascinating. Yeah. And
they are fascinating.
And that is today's fun fact. So we have a giveaway today, folks. If you haven't seen the show before, by putting in a comment here as Sarah Smith from Saginaw has.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for joining us today.
It's funny if Steve gets to win some yummy combs and you don't get them, Steve. We're going to donate yours if you win. So
he probably will win. We'll jinx him right now.
Oh, but Steve is But if Steve is saying it looks like the next dog he's going to be training is also going to be a storm chaser, this is great knowledge. I've always wanted to do more research on all that. Yeah, dogs and storms.
You know, actually the storm centers should utilize a dog for those purposes. I think they would help the weathermen be a little bit more on their game, especially in Kansas. Sorry, Bill Hurlbrink. I'm not talking about you.
Guest of the show. Yes. So Spider is going to show you guys. He wants to win his Yummy Comes. So it's a wonderful dental treat. And what we're going to do, folks, is you put in a comment. We'll give you a number, and it'll be represented by one of these tennis balls that we put in the wheel. Spider. We didn't even get to spin the wheel around, and he's already ready to get it. All right, we'll let him get it. And if he picks your number, then you would win Yummy Comes. So, Spider.
That's a wonderful treat to win.
You get your Yummy Comes. And it's a wonderful dental treat with all kinds of nutrition. And bye. See you later, Spider. I didn't do a very good job on
for breakfast. He does a great job. He is just a fantastic dog all the way around. I love him.
Yeah.
We want to keep him around as long as possible.
That's great. That's right. Yeah. So here's a word from our sponsor, Yummy Comes, and then we'll be right back with Steve Collier, dog wrangler and storm chaser. Sit and stay. And come on, little one. Here, we need a commercial wrangler. Maybe Steve can do that too.
We do commercial.
How about it?
It's cold outside, but it's warm in my heart. And in the gray fall sky is his work of art, laden and low, quiet and still. November is welcome, my eyes to drink their fill. Of brown-gray grass and red-orange leaves, of pavement winding through the strong, stately trees. Down the hill, past the barn, past the gate, up the lane. The house with bright candles in each window pane. Now I step inside, oh it's warm, oh that smell, hot turkey roasting, potatoes done well. Sweet spicy cider, warm winter wine, cranberry sauce, the flavor's divine. The smiles and hugs are so warm and sweet, and this cold gray November, a Thanksgiving treat. I do love it all, and I am so thankful, yes, for this lovely season. I am truly blessed.
All right, so here
amazing.
he is. Yeah, the one and only dog wrangler, storm chaser, Cowboy Steve Collier. Here we go.
Cowboy Steve Collier, welcome to Dog Hugs.
Thanks, Larry. It's good to be on again and good to see you.
Yeah, now you have been on the road and now you're off the road, but you're not at home in Oklahoma. Tell the folks where you're at.
Well, right now I'm currently in French Camp, California, home of the Ferrandes, where I've been tasked and asked to take care of all the pups while they're gone.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how many dogs are there?
13.
13 dogs.
Yep.
So you're taking care of 13 dogs right now.
I sure am, Larry.
What's your day like?
Well, you would hope that sometimes they stay on your schedule so you can sleep a little bit more. But, they vary. Sometimes they wake you up earlier than expected. And sometimes you get the wonderful joys of sleeping in an extra 30 minutes. Or for the most part, the dogs have complete run of the house. But, as we all know, a group of dogs together gets a little excited. One gets the zoomies, they all get the zoomies, and then the house just gets destroyed. So in order to, help keep them a little calmer, we kind of divide them up in groups and keep them kind of spaced out. So we have 3 dogs right now that are hanging out in the kitchen. We have Star, Ferrari, and Mozzie. And we kind of rotate through. Sometimes they'll be hanging out in the living room and stuff too. And then we let them out. And then we have a group of dogs in the office. We have Spinelli, Tech, Shadow, and Confetti. That really helps keep the zoomies down where they don't just all start going crazy together. So. They love their Uncle Steve, but, they still listen to their dad a lot better than myself. So.
They're testing you right now?
After, 10 years, they know what they can and can't get away with. They want to play. They want to test. So, it's very rare there.
Yeah. Is there one dog who tests you the most?
One dog that tests me the most. Let's see. When
I've come over, Coda is always in my face, and I always take the bait. I will, he brings me a toy, and it's like, all right, I'll pet you, and it's like, yeah, I'll take the toy, I'll throw the toy comes back, gotta play the toy, gotta play tag.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Coda, along with Vinny, they are both very good at the puppy dog eyes, and they just look like they just, oh, I'm so sad, oh, and you're just like, okay, I've known you guys for a long time, I know you're not sad, I can kind of see your tail wagging around the corner, I don't fall for the puppy dog eyes as much.
I'm going to remind folks that this is Vinny right over my shoulder on the cover of our book, The Big Book of Tricks for the Best Dog Ever. Do they act differently with you when they're on the road? And it's performing day. Whereas at home, are they different with you now?
At home, typically they're a little bit better because on the road actually. It really depends because if we're doing shows pretty regularly, they're a little bit more worn out. They're getting all that energy out and stuff like that. When we have days that we're traveling a lot, they get a little bit more hyper every once in a while, and they're always excited to go on the road because they know they're going to get to do shows and everything like that. But they're also excited just like we are when we get back home. For the first couple of days, they're excited to relax and hang out, and after that, they get all that energy back and they're ready to roll. So it just kind of depends on what's going on the road versus off the road. Right now, hopefully today, since it's not windy, as not as bad as it was yesterday, I'm gonna hopefully get to play some frisbee with them and help them burn some of that energy off.
And you're expert enough to know where each dog's skill level and the things that they're working on. Did Chris give you any notes on work with this on this dog and that on that dog, or you just know that from experience?
For the most part, I just know from experience. There's a few older dogs that I have to be really careful with, just because they're young at heart and they'll just go and go and go. And as we all know, getting older, you can't do that. So there's a few dogs I can't play with as hard or as long. So
that's my problem. I haven't learned that one yet.
I think that comes with time. I'm the same way. I mean, I know I'm still young. I'm 35, but I can definitely feel a difference in the last 5 years. There's some stuff I just can't do like I used to.
You're not going to start your rodeo clown career.
No, not anymore. That ship has already sailed, unfortunately.
Actually, we never talked about that. Did you ever do rodeo work?
I did some. I worked shoots a little bit. I've done some pickup man or safety work a little bit, and then I actually was trying to get into bronc riding.
Wow.
I never actually did it on a rodeo circuit, but I definitely had my take of trying it. I loved it, and I actually started this job right as I was getting into it. I had a rodeo lined out that I was going to go do. Not to say that I would have done a good job, but it would have been my first one. And since I went on the road, I just kind of hadn't looked back at it. And now that I'm older, I don't recover as well as I used to.
Now, speaking of interesting things about Cowboy Steve Collier, you seem to really love danger and adventure. You know what I'm going to ask you about next?
Yeah, I know what's coming next.
You're a storm chaser.
I sure am.
What the heck kind of loose screw do you have in your head to go chase storms?
You know, my mom and I have been asking that question for a long time. It's, you know, I actually grew up being scared to death of storms. I was petrified.
Interesting.
And I think I just didn't understand. And we had a meteorologist that came to our school to do a wacky wild weather show, as they called it, and it taught weather safety. And I was just so puzzled why this guy was so passionate about something that scared me to death. And then as I started paying attention, I'm like, you know, this kind of does seem pretty cool. And I started getting my hands on any weather book I could find, started studying, started researching, and I went from being scared to extremely passionate, borderline maybe obsessed.
Well, when we've driven together, you know, from state to state, you know, you've showed me, you know, your gear set up. I mean, oh my God, I mean, your car is like rigged out for storm chasing. And, you know, I always, you know, feared in the back of my mind, sorry, Larry, we're going to turn left here and we're going about 100 miles because you see this dark spot on the radar?
Right. Yeah, it's funny because we've actually, with the amount of traveling we have done, you know, it's crazy now. Chris is always like, so are we getting any weather anytime soon? I'm like, well, we're good right now, but we might need to sit here about an hour because if we keep going, we're going to run into the storm. And as much as I would love to, carrying a 43-foot trailer and a van with a cargo trailer full of dogs, not going to be a good idea. So that has helped us quite a bit, is just having that knowledge of, you know, what the possibility of things are and knowing when to stop, or, hey, we need to cut this gas stop very quickly so we can get out of here. So.
Well, that's a real asset to a traveling performance team to have a weatherman right there with you.
Right. It is nice. And, you know, I love storm chasing, and there's always been this misconception of, you know, we want things to happen, which, you know, we don't want bad things to happen. In a perfect world, a storm would happen out in the middle of nowhere, wouldn't hurt any livelihood, livestock, personal property, nothing. But we all know that that doesn't happen that often. And when it does, it's great because you can actually enjoy the storm. You can video, picture, all that stuff. But when it starts coming back to populated areas, it's back to, hey, we need to make sure we have all this information right and accurate so we can pass it along to the National Weather Service and or emergency management saying, hey, you have this storm coming in. Right now, there's a tornado on the ground, or there's not. There's a wall cloud or a funnel that looks like it's about to touch down, and we pass that along so they can help get warnings out a lot quicker because, National Weather Service, they can only see what's on radar. They cannot for sure tell if something's on the ground unless it's bad enough that it's producing a debris ball on radar. That is the only way they fully know if something's on the ground. So we help provide ground truth to say, hey, yes, there is a tornado on the ground, or there's a storm producing 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds, which meets the threshold of a severe thunderstorm warning, or hail over an inch. So we're reporting all this to the National Weather Service.
In that last little bit, I think I learned a handful of new terms, including my new favorite, debris ball.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my new rapper name, debris ball.
Debris ball.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. That is a good one.
Yeah. So I get you really providing a service, and I know meteorologists really thank you for doing that. And how I see you when I've been on the road with you guys is you are always that guy who picks up anything. And I mean that literally. You'll literally lift something, or that you're always spotting for that next thing that needs to be done as you're stage managing the show, behind the scenes. You're looking out for what's, the cue that's next, and what's not being taken care of. Got a good set of eyes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've definitely been blessed with that, and some of it comes naturally, and some of it doesn't. Stuff that doesn't, I do work hard to just try to keep a keen eye out, like you were saying. And, I was always brought up to do whatever you can, to help others, but also in a job environment, to work hard. And if you want to move up, just learn as much as you can. And that's one thing. When I first started with Chris, I knew nothing. I knew basic sit, stay, shake. That was it. And when I came in, he was trying to do all this by himself. Like literally everything by himself. And I just saw how much it took for him to do and how much it was wearing him out. And I just tried to learn by observing what he did, and then just tried to replicate it, and then just went from there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've been with the show and with Chris about as long as Sue.
Yeah, maybe a little bit longer.
No kidding.
I mean, not by much. Maybe a couple months longer.
Yeah, right. So in addition to seeing your own skills really blossom, I mean, you're an amazing handler on stage. It's just always such a treat to watch, you performing with the dogs. You've witnessed her going from knowing very little about dogs to being the amazing performer and handler that she is.
Yes, she's actually come a really, really long ways. When I first met Suhei, it was no dogs on the bed,
Funny.
kind of things like that. And Chris did the same thing with Suhei as he did with me.
What? That Suhei wasn't allowed on the bed?
Oh.
No, sorry. I'm not going there.
Oh, that's great. That's good. No, sorry. I should have phrased that a little bit different. When it came to the show, he started having her work the mic just like he did with me, and I was petrified. I did not like talking in front of people or anything like that. And I did speech and debate in college. It was something I was kind of tricked into.
That's another thing we have in common.
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You started your speaking career as well.
Yeah. You got tricked into speech and debate in college. Okay.
I was doing a speech class, and my speech teacher's like, "Hey, you should come join debate." And I'm like, "Were you not listening to me?" I mean, you were right there. And he goes, you have the potential let me teach you. And I was just like, yeah, that's not really my thing. He goes, just give it a try. So I did, and it was actually, a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I went to nationals a few different times, never placed.
Yeah.
But then Chris was like, hey, this is something I need. You want to help me. This is a great way for you to be able to help me, and it'll be good for yourself. It's a good life skill to learn. I said,
It's true.
all right. So I went from, ladies and gentlemen, we have Frisbees, dog hats, keychains, and have a good day. I mean,
I'm going to pre-show announcements at the show. That's not easy.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. And I think one time Chris said he counted me saying like over 50 times. And throws out things like that. And it was hard. And he also encouraged Suhei to do the same thing. And English is not her first language. It's her second language. So for her, it was twice as hard because when you're nervous, you go back to what you know. And
True.
So there's a lot of times she would take her a second to translate something or things like that. So she also had a harder time going into it. But now she's amazing. She's a phenomenal speaker.
Good.
And she, Chris saw that natural ability in her, and he really helped bring that out of her. Now she's phenomenal at it. She's really good.
Yeah.
And, I'm very thankful and blessed for that opportunity as well, because I never in a million years would have saw myself helping MC a show or talking in front of people at all. And I remember the Erie County Fair, we were having crowds over 2,500 people.
Is this in Pennsylvania?
What?
Erie, Pennsylvania?
Yes, sir. Well, actually, Erie County, is that New York or is that Pennsylvania?
All right, right around there, right around Lake Erie.
I know it's the largest county fair in the
Wow.
nation.
Wow.
And it's huge. It's bigger than some of the state fairs
Wow.
that we've done. But
And so you had shows of 2,500 attendees?
yep, 2,500 plus. I mean, the
Big
shows
show.
alone were 2,500, and there was people standing and sitting down. So who knows how many people there were. But I remember it very, very well. Just getting done with a show, going, I cannot believe I just did that in front of that amount of people.
Nice.
And it was a rush. It was nerve-wracking, but I did it. But now I love being on the mic. I went from hating it, you couldn't pay me to do it, to now I absolutely love it. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun, and it's actually helped me when I broadcast live for storm chasing, which I never thought something like that would carry over to something else. But now I'm streaming live, I'm broadcasting, and helping MC shows has helped me with that as well.
Well, I'm hearing kind of a theme in your life is when an obstacle or a big fear comes up, somehow you're challenged to overcome it. I mean, I hear that with weather turning into storm chasing, with public speaking turning into loving performing in front of 2,500 people. Wow.
Same thing with heights. I used to be scared with heights, and then
you're up on the scaffold putting the show together backstage.
And then I became a rock climbing instructor at my community college for about 6.5 years.
Wow.
It's one thing that I've very been thankful and blessed with is, these things that I've been scared of, I didn't want to let them control my life. I had a really good friend that was like, hey, do you want to be that kid that gets left behind on the ground while everybody else goes and climbs and you're sitting here doing nothing? Or do you want to be that guy that gets to climb up to the top and enjoy the view and hang out? And ever since then, I'm just like, you got to let things go. You can't let fear control you, and you got to do everything you can to fight it, because once you overcome it, it helps you overcome a lot more obstacles as well. You're like, well, I've been through this, I overcame it, and you know, I can just do that again and again and again. No, I'm not saying that's always how it is, but it does help.
Well, what I'm hearing is that instead of having no fear, N-O fear, you know fear, K-N-O-W. You understand what it is. And then from that place, I'm hearing you making a decision. Is this something I want to challenge myself with, or is this just pure out dangerous?
And you know, I never really thought about it that way. You are right. I mean, I do know the fear because I've been there, but it also helps bring a lot more respect and understanding of it because I've been on the other side. So it's not going into it blindly and arrogant. Not arrogant. What's the word I'm looking for?
Arrogantly. Yeah.
I'm going into it having the respect for it.
I love that. That's a beautiful outlook. Yeah. So, you know, here you are backstage, you're on the scaffolding, you're setting things up. You know, I know one very special relationship that you do have backstage is with the all-star stunt dog mascot here, Diggy the dog, which both of us have on our shirts today. So what's Diggy like?
Diggy, you know, he's a troublemaker sometimes. You know, not a bad troublemaker. He's a little ornery and likes to make everybody laugh. He's a jokester, and so you know, I gotta keep that balance of letting him have a little bit of fun, but not too much.
Yeah.
And so it's been a struggle because I'm a little bit of a trickster and a prankster myself. So, you know, being his trainer, you know, I got to be careful because sometimes he can be a bad influence, and we both get together and pull some pranks. And then to prank Chris and Suhei before, so you know, they keep us apart, you know, a little bit just to keep us out of trouble.
That's probably smart on their part. Yeah, I notice you guys do not perform on the stage together.
That is true. There's definitely a reason, because if we're both not together, it's usually trouble. So I got to make sure he's staying in line, and you know, us not being together directly kind of helps that out. I gotta you know, keep him in line from a distance, but if I get too close, you know, we kind of rub off on each other.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much, Steve Collier, for sharing the world of stunt dog and the world of storm chasing with us. Steve, folks, he's got a million stories to tell, and we look forward to having him back. He and Felicia Foy perform some amazing stunts of their own, as well as, you know, that Steve does work with the Stunt Dog Show as a performer and as their stage manager. So thanks again to Steve Collier for being with us.
And I'll watch Steve all day long with whatever dogs he has, anytime. He's fantastic.
True that. Well, shall we see who's going to win our wheel-orama here? Oh, look at this. Well, first of all, very nice comment from Steve. Yes. You're welcome, Steve, and thank you again.
Thank you, Steve.
All
Cannot
right.
wait
Let
to
me
see
if I
you
can
in
get Spider
person.
here. He's like busy. Hey, buddy, come here. You want your cup? Yeah. Come on.
Spider's never too busy
Very
for
good.
us.
All right. Well, how many? Two?
So we're going to
Okay.
do 2 balls.
All right.
We have
Come
2
on, buddy.
entrants today.
All right.
And thank you for joining
We'll
us.
take number 1 and number 2. And away
Got
they go to the wheel-orama. And we'll spin a little bit. Now I've got to get the star of the show here, Spider, and see if he'll go retrieve it. Come on, buddy. Hup. Hup. Come on over here. Atta boy. Wait. Yeah, good job, buddy.
Nice job, Spider.
Good job. Okay. So when you're ready. Okay.
I think stop is in order.
Here, buddy.
Stop is in order. I'm not going to sing it like I did the other day. I could howl stop.
There we go. Oh, can I have that one? Fell all the way down here. Down in the pit. There we go.
Oh,
Number
no.
2.
It's more suspense.
Do you know who number 2 is? Yes.
I do not, but we're
we
about
got Robbie
to find
backstage letting us know.
because
And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
Robbie. Hi, Robbie.
See,
there she
Who's
is.
our winner
Two.
today?
is I think it's Jacob. Let me see.
Okay.
Jacob, and I'm not even gonna
Everybody did it.
try and say his
Nice.
last name.
Jacob. So congratulations, Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob.
All right.
Congratulations.
So let's see. I'll find Jacob. We'll put him on screen here. Jacob, congratulations. Impressive. So are you. All right. Congratulations. Robbie's going to connect with you by messenger, and we'll send you some yummy cones.
Oh, your dog's gonna love him. It'll be a fantastic match. So
Fantastic.
thanks for entering our contest and watching Dog Hunt.
Yes. All right. So shelter shout out. I'm going with Snooty Giggles. You've heard me mention them before, but we just showed Coda. He was that big Labradoodle, that goofy Labradoodle, and he was adopted, I know, from a shelter out of Tennessee called Snooty Giggles. So
It makes me laugh and
make me
snort at the same time.
gonna make me snort my milk right through my nose.
Yes. So true. I'm gonna dogpile that one. Okay.
Nice. All right. So we got a big shout out for Snooty Giggles.
Well, I'm gonna be contrary today, and I'm doing Muttville because
Good
it's
choice.
Senior Dog Month, and I want to keep giving those shout outs to senior dogs.
Amen. Well said. Muttville. Yeah, Muttville
Amen.
in San Francisco specializes in adopting out senior dogs. And it's a great way to have a dog who's very mellow and calm and who's probably had some amazing experiences. So it is.
Unlike my puppy border collie. So
Let's say,
Robbie, we're
unlike-
dogpiling you on
unlike
that one as well.
Archie, who jumps up and grabs the bottom of my jacket when I walk in.
Oh, wait till you see the video of Senna today, just doing half a treadmill.
My
He is
Oh,
just
I didn't see
he's
that. I saw
hilarious.
him on the full treadmill the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, now he's only just doing this. He's so like his mother. Some days it's hilarious.
He doesn't want to work too hard.
Blessings, gratitude. I'm going with the Pirandis. Again, Cowboy Steve Collier, thank you so much for sharing their wonderful word with us. And we know how much Chris and Suhei Pirandi bring joy to the world through their stunt dog shows and spread the word about rescuing dogs. So big gratitude to Chris and Suhei Pirandi. We really connected for the first time when we got together to write the big book of tricks for the best dog ever. Love you guys. All
And
right.
I'm going to dogpile that one and layer Steve Collier on top a little bit more because of what he
choice.
said today. What he said today was, you know, you're only left behind if you leave yourself behind. So don't lose. So shed the fear or carry it as a backpack, but carry it with you and go anyway and figure out what you're curious about and what makes you tick and change the world through those gifts that you're given or that curiosity gift that you're given and dive in both feet or 4 paws. And Steve did. So I'm very grateful for that.
Well, you know, Steve is in Oklahoma, and you're.
I
in
know
Kansas.
that.
So
And I went
so
to college
Steve-
in Oklahoma. So it's so I know I've been around his digs before. I know all about Oklahoma. I love it there. It's
So
an amazing place.
He's got an
we're gonna meet.
invitation for you. You ready? You're going to have to come out and chase with him sometime.
I will. Actually, I want to bring my border collies out to have some herding lessons. So maybe I just drive them down and we'll give them some herding lessons. My little girl's kind of a city girl, but I'll change her mind. And my border collie boy, he's all border collie, and you will love them. So
Fantastic. Well, Steve also says about senior dogs, that is fantastic that they do. It breaks my heart that they often look because they are older. Thank you again, Robbie, for that.
yes, senior dogs are my favorites. They are seasoned and they have so much, even more love to give. It's an amazing relationship to have. So I hope you do take in consideration, if you have the ability, to take in a senior pet today.
Yes.
If you
Robbie,
get a senior pet, you probably sleep through the night, unlike having a puppy, right, Geraldine?
Yes,
good.
especially a border collie puppy.
One day I'll sleep through the night again.
We'll get you there. We will. We'll get you there. I'm actually sleeping through the night quite well, and I have to say, Senna's just been an amazing. I mean, people are like, border collies don't make great pets. Well, if they're managed right, they can, but you have to have the right lifestyle. And if I didn't have the right lifestyle, then Senna wouldn't match, but we match perfectly, and he's been a joy. But everyone can, there are hurdles you have to overcome regardless of the breed and your lifestyle. So we'll be talking about those more soon. We're going to have another puppy pedicate show very soon. So that'll help, especially you, Robbie, tremendously.
Robbie, is there anybody else who's on your heart, on your mind today to give a shout out to?
I'm going to go with Chris and Suhei and Steve, because it's amazing to me that, I mean, I guess it's not amazing after knowing what all of you do, but just the fact that they take all of these shelter dogs and their stunt dogs, who are amazing, are all rescues.
Amen.
It's like they see, that's like you say, you know, any shelter dog can be a movie star. So
absolutely.
What do they have? 13
dogs.
rescue dogs. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really a treat going behind the scenes and seeing, sharing what it's like in their crazy home.
And seeing that they're covered from head to toe in poo, just like Geraldine is. And she only has 3.
This is why you have to have a 6-pound dog, not much poo.
Small poo. Small. That's a subject for another day.
Yes.
There you go. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us on Dog Hugs today, and we can't wait to share again with you. Great show tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everybody.